Hello and welcome to the Daily Mill for Sunday the 6th of June 2021. Today's Millwall news, we've got another, is it a clickbait article? Maybe. But there might be a bit in this one. We've been linked, this is from footballleagueworld.co.uk and we've been linked with a midfielder from Stoke City. So it's one of Gary Rowett's former clubs, so there is a possibility that this is a goer. This could be signing. So let's have a look. Would be a mega coup. Millwall in transfer hunt for Stoke City man. The verdict. There you go. Another ginger from Stoke City, but it's not Ryan Woods. Okay. Millwall are one of 4 Championship clubs looking to sign Stoke City midfielder Sam Clucas, per Alan Nixon of the Sun newspaper. Clucas, who netted 11 goals for the Potters in the 2019-20 campaign, was restricted to just 24 outings last season due to injury, and is thought to be wanted off the wage bill at Stoke City. Stoke are apparently willing to let Clucas depart for no transfer fee, and he could end up reuniting with the man who brought him to Staffordshire in 2018 in the form of Gary Rowett, who is the manager of the Lions. Would he be a good signing for Millwall though? We asked the FLW team for their thoughts on the situation. Rowett worked with Clucas during his time at Stoke, so you can understand why this link has come up. I think he's a player that would add an extra degree of quality to Mill's ranks, and it would be a mega coup if they pulled this off. He has developed into a great all-rounder, the centre of the park, and most importantly, has added goals to his game. The Lions don't have any other midfielders at their disposal who can offer what Clucas does, and you can see why they want to bring him in. Rowett himself spoke about wanting to add more attacking midfielder to the squad, and a Stoke City man could be just what he's looking for. So, this would make a lot of sense for Millwall this summer. It's the sort of signing that could help to take them to their next level and enable them to challenge more closely for a place in the top 6 of the Championship next term. Gary Rowett signed Clucas for Stoke City, and he would therefore be an ideal manager for him to go and play under at Millwall. He clearly values the qualities that the midfielder can bring to the table, and that means it will be a signing that would likely prove to be a success. Millwall need to get more goals in the side. Oh my god, yes we do. And Clucas is a player that, if he stays fully fit, has the ability to chip in with vital goals from the midfield area. That is what could make the extra difference for the Lions and their chances of edging tight matches next season. Considering he is available on a free transfer, Clucas would be an excellent addition, but Millwall will have to move fast to persuade him to make the move ahead of other interested sides. And then we have, this could be a really smart signing for Millwall. Clucas' wages may prove to be slightly problematic, but if there is a chance to sign him without a transfer fee, then you take it with both hands. The midfielder cost a lot of money in the past and clearly has talent. It may take a manager who knows him and Gary Rowett to start getting the best out of him. Aside from Jed Wallace, Mill don't really have too much goal threat from midfield, and perhaps that could be the difference between them finishing mid-table or pushing for the playoffs. But Clucas is a very good midfielder who can create goal-scoring opportunities or take them himself, and would be a great signing for the Lions. So there you go, Sam Clucas, and that's why it's not. Is it a clickbait? Is it not clickbait? Because he's worked with Gary Rowett before, and that seems to be the modus operandi for who we sign. Players that Gary Rowett's signed in the past, like Ryan Woods, Malone, Bennett. He's worked with all of them. And so let's have a look. This is whoscored.com, and it's Sam Clucas's stats from last season. So the last game of the season is at the top, 2-0 win away to Stoke City, and he's finished the season strongly, winning a lot of aerials in the last 5 games, high pass success percentage in his 70s and 80s. His rating is in the 6s and the 7s, high 6s, high 7s. He's got a couple of 5s there, 5.84 against Millwall, home game against Millwall when they lost 2-1. He only got 5.84 and his passing was 50. So that would maybe Gary Rowett does know Sam Clucas very well, and maybe managed to stifle him a bit there. Also, earlier in the season, the second game against Bristol City at home, and they lost 2-0. He got a low rating as well. So, but generally, high sevens, sixes, 7.95 against Huddersfield. I think he scored in that goal. Yeah, he scored against Huddersfield, and he scored against Coventry. So there you go. His assists against Bournemouth, Luton, Norwich. He got an assist against Norwich. So there you go. This is what he did last season. But he is 30 years old. So not a long-term solution. Probably this year and then one more year, and then that'll be it at this level, you would assume. But I don't know. What do you think? Yeah, I could see him being decent. I think he's a better prospect than George Evans, to be honest. George Evans started really brightly, but he's kind of faded a bit, being moved around. I don't know if that affected him or he's just something else going on there. He doesn't seem to be what we thought we were getting. So maybe Sam Clucas will be the guy. Maybe he will be. So I've added him to the list. I'm keeping the list. I'm keeping track of all these clickbaity type of things that tell you Millwall are interested in a player. And these are the ones we've got so far. And Sam Clucas, Stoke City, has been added to the list. So far, only 3 players, I believe, have been settled. George Long is the one who actually ended up at Millwall after being linked to transfer at Millwall. Joe Lumley, another goalkeeper, he went to Middlesbrough. Jack Watmore's gone to Wigan Athletic, and the rest are up in the air. And we'll see if we sign Sam Clucas or sign anyone else as the season goes on. As the pre-season goes on. Now, today, we had the conference playoffs. Bromley went to Hartlepool United and they lost 3-2. And Alex Mitchell, Millwall player on loan, was playing, and some former Millwall players, Byron Webster and Liam Trottle, were involved as well. But they lost, so they won't be getting in the league this season. They won't be getting promoted. But pretty decent effort from the season. They got in the playoffs on the last day of the season, and I think they were just you can see the goal difference there from Hartlepool and Bromley. So I think Hartlepool were a better team. They were actually top of the table a couple of times, but Alex Mitchell played all 90 minutes, and yeah, but he's been knocked out. So his season has ended. In the conference playoff quarterfinals, his season has ended. A 3-2 defeat away to Hartlepool. Man, there you go. Moving on now to the last story. It's pretty shocking turn of events. So I don't know if you know, if you listen to a podcast called Achtung Millwall, the guy who runs it, that started it and sorts it out, organises it, the main guy is a fellow called Nick Hart, and he came to prominence from my point of view when all the initial renewal stuff was happening, when they were trying to screw Millwall out of the ground, and the guy from the Isle of Man came in, and they there's quite the AMS, the Association of Mill Supporters, was fighting against these people trying to screw Millwall over, and Nick was at the forefront of that, because at the time he was actually running a fanzine called Cold Blow Lane, something like that. It's got a longer title, but it's CBL magazine. So he's running the fanzine. I think he stopped that now because a lot of hard work, and it's easier just to push a button and speak, as you can see by this video that I'm making for you. It's pretty basic stuff, just a laptop and a headset, and I'm speaking to you. I'm sharing all the Millwall news with you. It's pretty easy. But Nick, this shocking turn of events came up on Twitter, and it's this is from Michael Avery, one of the guys who goes on the show with Nick. It says, for the foreseeable future, Achtung Millwall is on hiatus. As show host and founder, Nick Hart is currently in hospital receiving treatment. There will be no further shows for the foreseeable, and we wish Nick, our podfather, the speediest of recoveries. And basically, all the guys who were on that show put out this same message that was copy and pasted. Ryan Loftus, Aaron Paul, and similar. And this so sounds very ominous, and we actually had an update, some good news. Nick himself posted this today, injury update. Well, the last 24 hours have been surreal. I was just sitting down yesterday for a coffee, ready for the cricket, when my world turned upside down. Thankfully, our NHS is fantastic, and their fast work saved my life. Huge thank you to everyone for their kind messages. So Nick Hart himself is well enough to pick up a phone and get on Twitter. So I don't really like speculating, but it sounds very serious. Sounds like where he says that they saved his life. So did he have a heart attack or something like that? I mean, I don't think he's that old. He's only in his 50s, I believe. I'm not too sure. But damn, and just like he says, sitting down with a coffee, ready for the cricket, and then boom, 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 boom. Scary things start happening. But he's well enough to post this message on Twitter, and literally hundreds and hundreds of replies wishing him well, from people you may or may not know, people involved with Mill. Professor Alison Leary, you may know her, Michael Calvin, the author, Lucas Ball, yeah, hundreds and hundreds of well wishes. Alex Grace, Richard Corley writes for the SLP. Literally the Bermondsey beat fella. Mill Supporters Club jersey. Kate Murray. Literally hundreds and hundreds of well wishes for Nick Hart. So it just keeps going. Dej Kempston, Merv Payne, the author. If you've read any of his books, pretty decent books. He wrote a story in Because My Dad Does, and if you've seen that, so there you go. They just keep going and going. Millwall TT, seen his YouTube videos, Lions Raw magazine, just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of well, not really, just 100 or so people wishing Nick Hart well, after a sudden and life-threatening illness gripped him the other day. And I'd like to wish Nick all the best. I hope he recovers and he gets back on his feet. I very much enjoy listening to his podcast, and good luck to him. Yeah, all the best, Nick. So that's it for today's Millwall news. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.